praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
My brothers and sisters, today our second reading is one of the most famous in all the scriptures. This reading from St. Paul, this reading is the most popular at weddings. There have been songs based on this reading. It's important for us to look at Paul's letters not in the same way we look at the Gospels, which basically give a portrayal of the ministry of Jesus. Paul's letters were responses to pastoral situations in the communities that he was preaching, founded, or was overseeing. So we have the Christian community at Corinth. It was quite a large and obviously gifted community. Corinth itself was a major port city and also a metropolitan hub, including gaps between rich and poor. For example, the early church gathered in people's homes, and in Corinth, since the community was large, the Christians would gather in the homes of some of the more wealthier members of the community because their homes were larger and they were able to accommodate everyone. But then the community in their growth had people with all kinds of spiritual gifts that were effective. But being human, some thought that their spiritual gift were better than someone else's. And because they might have had more money or maybe more education, more influence in society, they thought perhaps they were better Christians than those who really didn't possess the gifts and talents or have a proper home or even wealth. So then comes today's reading. This is Paul basically telling the community, you are not living the way of love you are supposed to. This letter is a correction. It's a scolding from Paul. It's a reminder to this community that they can have all the spiritual gifts they want, but without love, they really amount to nothing. So the lived reality of this reading helps us to understand that Paul had to remind the very gifted and large community of Corinth that as Christians, they were to be expansive, not closed in. They were to reach out and not keep their gifts to themselves. They are to be models of who Jesus is, the essence of who Jesus is in the gospel. Who is he? Is he the son of Joseph? Is he the son of this town? Jesus is expansive. From the very beginning, he is asking us to open our hearts to recognize the many ways that the gifts that we have can truly be identifiers of the light of Christ that all of us are called to at our baptism. We seek God's Spirit and life for all people as we place our petitions in the loving hands of our good and gracious God.
Our response is,